Hi friends, welcome to 2025, a brand new year filled with endless possibilities and opportunities to transform your life. I'm so excited to have you here on English Universe, where we help you improve your English fluency while exploring topics that can truly change your life. In today's video, we're diving into how you can change your life in 2025 by mastering productivity, achieving your goals, and leveling up your English skills using graded readers. So, let's get started and make this year unforgettable together. Chapter 1: The Promise of 2025, a Year of Opportunity. As we stand at the beginning of 2025, I want you to pause for a moment and think about this. A new year is not just a number on the calendar. It's a clean slate, a fresh opportunity to reshape your life, and a chance to become the person you've always wanted to be. What makes 2025 even more special? This year is full of possibilities, with advancements in technology, a growing focus on personal development, and more resources than ever to help you achieve your goals. But here's the thing: opportunity doesn't knock unless you're prepared to hear it. So, let's explore why 2025 can be the year everything changes for you. Why is 2025 so significant? First, let's talk about the mindset that a new year brings. There's something magical about starting fresh. Whether it's a new workout routine, a career goal, or a promise to improve your English fluency, the new year gives you a psychological reset. It's like turning to a blank page in a book. You get to decide what the next chapter will be. But what's crucial is how you use this blank page. Will it stay blank? Or will it be filled with the stories of your growth, achievements, and progress? The promise of 2025 lies in the decisions you make today. Now, think about the world around you in 2025. AI and automation are transforming industries, creating new jobs, and making tasks faster and easier. What does that mean for you? It means there are endless opportunities to upskill and adapt to the changing world. Learning a global language like English is more relevant than ever, especially with the rise of remote work and global collaborations. Imagine being able to communicate confidently in English in professional settings, meetings, or even casual conversations. That's not just a skill, it's a superpower in this interconnected world. But 2025 is not just about technology. It's also about personal growth. People are becoming more aware of mental health, work-life balance, and the importance of building habits that lead to long-term success. This year, the focus is on self-improvement, and the tools are all around you. You don't need to look far to find online courses, graded readers for language learning, productivity apps, or inspirational stories that keep you motivated. The challenge isn't about finding resources. It's about taking action and making the most of them. Let me ask you this: have you set any resolutions for 2025? Maybe you've promised yourself that you'll wake up earlier, read more books, or finally achieve fluency in English. Here's a little secret: resolutions are just wishes unless you turn them into habits. And habits are the foundation of every successful transformation. The promise of 2025 isn't just about dreaming big. It's about starting small. Each day you spend working toward your goals, no matter how tiny the effort, is a day closer to the life you've imagined for yourself. For example, if you're here to improve your English, think about the impact of dedicating just 15 minutes daily to reading a graded reader. These books are designed to make language learning enjoyable and effective. Imagine how much progress you can make in a month, a quarter, or the entire year. The beauty of 2025 lies in consistency. It's the small steps taken repeatedly that lead to significant changes. But let's not ignore the elephant in the room: challenges. Every year comes with its own set of obstacles. In 2025, distractions like endless social media scrolling, the pressure to keep up with others, and the temptation to procrastinate are very real. So, how do you rise above these challenges? By focusing on what truly matters. Prioritize what aligns with your goals. If your dream is to master English, start by creating an environment that supports that dream. Surround yourself with English books, watch English videos, and immerse yourself in conversations whenever possible. Another reason why 2025 is a year of opportunity is the emphasis on community. In today's world, you don't have to go on this journey alone. Whether it's joining an English-speaking group, participating in a productivity challenge, or following a channel like English Universe, you have access to communities that can guide, support, and inspire you. Being part of a group that shares your goals can make all the difference. When you see others learning, growing, and overcoming challenges, it lights a spark in you to keep going too. I also want to talk about mindset, because it's one of the biggest factors in seizing the promise of 2025. A fixed mindset tells you that you're not good at something, so why bother trying? But a growth mindset reminds you that every skill is learnable, every mistake is a lesson, and every failure is a step closer to success. If you've ever told yourself, "I'm not good at learning languages," I want you to replace that thought with, "I'm getting better at English every day." This simple shift can change the way you approach your goals. 2025 is also the year to embrace discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. Whether it's stepping outside to speak English with strangers or waking up earlier to squeeze in some reading time, these uncomfortable moments are what shape you into the best version of yourself. The promise of this year is tied to your willingness to challenge yourself. And trust me, the rewards on the other side are worth it. Finally, let's talk about the bigger picture. Why does changing your life in 2025 matter? Because every skill you build, every habit you form, and every milestone you achieve contributes to the person you'll be 5, 10, or 20 years from now. The work you put in today is an investment in your future self. Think about how empowering it will be to look back on this year and say, "That's when I decided to change my life. That's when I started my journey to fluency, productivity, and personal growth." So as we wrap up this chapter, let's commit to making 2025 the year of opportunity it's meant to be. Whether it's through learning English, mastering productivity, or achieving your goals, the possibilities are endless. The power to make this year extraordinary is in your hands. Take it one day at a time, stay consistent, and remember that every step forward counts. The journey starts now, and I'm so excited to walk it with you. Stay tuned for the next chapter, where we'll dive into actionable steps to master productivity and start turning your goals into reality. Let's make 2025 unforgettable together. Chapter 2: Mastering Productivity, the Art of Doing More with Less. I hope you're excited and ready to dive into Chapter 2 of our journey to change your life in 2025. In the first chapter, we talked about the promise of this year, how 2025 holds immense potential for personal growth, learning, and achieving your dreams. But now, it's time to roll up our sleeves and focus on one of the most crucial aspects of success: productivity. If there's one thing that can make or break your success this year, It's mastering productivity. But let's be clear, mastering productivity isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. It's about getting more done with less effort and, most importantly, making sure that what you do matters. And in this chapter, we'll explore the art of doing more with less, so you can achieve your goals more efficiently and effectively in 2025. Let's start by addressing a common misconception that's been floating around for years: hustle culture. We've all heard it. Work harder. Work longer hours. Grind every day. Success will follow. While hard work and dedication are essential, the idea that you must work yourself to the bone to achieve success is outdated and, frankly, harmful. Burnout is real, and if you're constantly pushing yourself without taking time to recharge, you'll eventually hit a wall. In 2025, it's time to break free from hustle culture and embrace a smarter, more sustainable approach to productivity. You don't need to work 12-hour days to achieve your goals. You just need to make every hour count. The secret to doing more with less is working more strategically, focusing on what truly matters, and being intentional with your time. One of the keys to mastering productivity is knowing where to focus your energy. There's a simple but powerful concept called the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle. It states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. This means that not everything you do is equally important. Some tasks and activities will have a far greater impact on your success than others. So, how can you apply this to your life in 2025? Start by identifying the 20% of tasks that will bring you the most value. These are the activities that align with your goals, whether they're related to your English learning journey, building a career, or improving your personal habits. By focusing on this 20%, you'll be able to achieve more in less time, leaving the less important tasks to take up less of your energy. For example, when it comes to learning English, reading graded readers, engaging with English media, and practicing speaking with others might take up the majority of your time. These activities have the highest return on investment in terms of improving your language skills. On the other hand, spending hours memorizing vocabulary without context or doing random grammar drills may not contribute as much to your overall fluency. By prioritizing your efforts, you can work more efficiently and see faster progress. Now that we've established the importance of prioritization, let's talk about time blocking. This technique is a game changer when it comes to productivity. Time blocking means setting aside dedicated blocks of time for specific tasks. This helps you stay focused, avoid distractions, and ensure that you're spending your time on the activities that matter most. To implement time blocking in your life, start by creating a daily or weekly schedule. Look at your goals and priorities and decide when you'll work on each task. For example, if your goal is to improve your English, you might block out 30 minutes in the morning for reading a graded reader, 15 minutes for vocabulary review, and 30 minutes in the evening for speaking practice with a language partner or using an app. During these blocks of time, make sure you're fully focused on the task at hand. Turn off notifications, close any unrelated tabs, and immerse yourself in the activity. Time blocking works because it creates structure and minimizes decision fatigue. When you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and when you don't waste time wondering what comes next or getting sidetracked by distractions. It's like having a roadmap for your day, and it keeps you on track to achieve your goals more efficiently. Procrastination is one of the biggest productivity killers. We've all been there, putting off tasks because they feel overwhelming or boring. But in 2025, we're going to change that mindset. The key to overcoming procrastination is breaking tasks down into smaller, manageable steps. When you look at a big project or goal, it's easy to feel paralyzed by how much work is involved. But if you break that goal into smaller chunks, each step becomes less intimidating. For instance, if your goal is to improve your English fluency, it might feel overwhelming at first. But instead of focusing on the end goal, break it down into smaller tasks. Learning 5 new words each day, reading a chapter of a graded reader, or writing a short essay in English. By focusing on the small steps, you'll build momentum and gain a sense of accomplishment, making it easier to tackle the next task. Another trick to beat procrastination is to use the 2-minute rule. This rule states that if a task will take less than 2 minutes to complete, do it right away. This could be something as simple as reading a short English article or replying to an email. By taking care of small tasks immediately, you avoid letting them pile up and overwhelm you later. I know, we've been talking a lot about productivity, but here's the truth. Productivity doesn't mean working nonstop. In fact, one of the most important aspects of being productive is taking regular breaks. Rest and recovery are essential to maintaining focus, creativity, and energy levels. You might be thinking, if I take breaks, won't I lose valuable time? But studies show that taking regular breaks actually increases productivity in the long run. So, how can you incorporate rest into your productivity routine? First, make sure you're getting enough sleep. Sleep is the foundation of all productivity. Without it, your mind and body can't function at their best. Second, take short breaks throughout the day. The Pomodoro technique, for example, involves working for 25 minutes and then taking a 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break. These small breaks help refresh your mind and prevent burnout. Lastly, don't forget about self-care. Taking care of your physical and mental health is crucial for long-term productivity. Whether it's exercising, meditating, or simply spending time with loved ones, make sure you're giving yourself the time and space to recharge. You'll return to your tasks with a clearer mind and more energy, ready to tackle your goals with renewed focus. In conclusion, mastering productivity in 2025 is all about working smarter, not harder. By prioritizing your tasks, time blocking your day, overcoming procrastination, and making time for rest, you can achieve more in less time. Productivity isn't about cramming every minute with work. It's about being intentional with your time and focusing on what truly matters. So, friends, as you move forward in 2025, remember that you don't need to hustle nonstop to achieve your goals. With the right mindset, planning, and consistency, you can master productivity and start making real progress toward your dreams. Whether it's improving your English, building your career, or making positive changes in your life, productivity is the key that will unlock your potential. Chapter 3: Achieving Goals, the Blueprint for Success. We're now in Chapter 3 of our 2025 journey, and I'm thrilled to dive into a topic that is fundamental to any successful year: achieving goals. After mastering productivity in the previous chapter, it's time to focus on how to set and achieve your goals effectively. This chapter will guide you through the blueprint for success, providing you with the tools and strategies you need to make 2025 the year you turn your dreams into reality. We've all set goals before, some big, some small. But how often do we achieve them? How often do we look back at the end of the year and wonder why we didn't make more progress? The truth is, achieving goals isn't just about setting them. It's about creating a clear, actionable plan and staying committed to the process. In this chapter, we're going to explore how to break down your big dreams into manageable steps, stay focused, and make consistent progress. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a blueprint that will guide you to success in 2025 and beyond. Let's begin by discussing why goals are important. Goals give us direction. They are the compass that guides our actions, providing us with a clear sense of purpose. Without goals, it's easy to drift aimlessly through life, reacting to events rather than proactively shaping our future. Having a goal, however, gives us something to strive for, something to keep us motivated even on the tough days. The key to achieving any goal is clarity. If your goal is vague or unclear, it's almost impossible to make progress. You need to be specific about what you want to achieve. For example, instead of saying, "I want to learn English," be more specific. "I want to be able to have a 10-minute conversation in English with a native speaker by the end of this year." This specific goal gives you a clear target and allows you to measure your progress along the way. The clearer your goal, the easier it will be to create an action plan. Once your goal is clear, the next step is to break it down into smaller, actionable steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming, and it's easy to get discouraged when you look at them as a whole. But when you break your goal down into smaller tasks, each step becomes more manageable. For example, if your goal is to improve your English fluency, you can break it down into specific steps. Daily reading. Read a chapter of a graded reader every day. Speaking practice. Engage in 10 minutes of conversation with a language partner each day. Vocabulary building. Learn 5 new words every day and use them in sentences. Writing practice. Write a short paragraph every day on a topic of interest. By breaking your goal down into smaller tasks, you'll feel less overwhelmed and will have a clear roadmap for how to get from where you are now to where you want to be. Now that you've broken down your goal into manageable steps, it's time to create a timeline. Setting a deadline for each of your tasks is essential for maintaining momentum. Without deadlines, it's easy to procrastinate and let time slip away. A timeline helps you stay focused and ensures that you're making consistent progress. For example, you might decide that within 1 month, you'll have completed the first 30 chapters of your graded reader. Within 2 months, you'll have had 15 conversations in English. Creating deadlines for each step will help you measure your progress and stay accountable. But timelines alone won't keep you on track. You also need to establish a routine. Success doesn't happen overnight. It happens through consistent effort. Building a daily routine around your goals is key to ensuring you stay committed. For example, you might schedule your English practice in the morning, right after you wake up, when your mind is fresh. Or you might dedicate 30 minutes of your lunch break to listening to an English podcast or reading a chapter of your graded reader. The more you integrate your goals into your daily routine, the easier it becomes to stay on track and make progress. Accountability is another powerful tool for achieving your goals. When you tell someone else about your goals, you're more likely to follow through. Find an accountability partner, a friend, family member, or mentor, and check in with them regularly to update them on your progress. You can even share your goals with your social media community or on YouTube for extra motivation. Knowing that someone else is rooting for you and holding you accountable will keep you motivated, even when challenges arise. As you work toward your goals, it's important to track your progress. Keeping track of your achievements, no matter how small, will give you a sense of accomplishment and keep you motivated. You can create a journal or use a goal-setting app to track your daily progress. For example, you might log the number of minutes you spent reading or the number of new words you learned. Tracking your progress allows you to see how far you've come, which is essential for staying motivated over time. Now, let's address one of the most important aspects of goal achievement: overcoming setbacks. It's inevitable that you'll face challenges along the way. There will be days when you're tired, unmotivated, or faced with unexpected obstacles. But setbacks don't mean failure. In fact, they are a normal part of the process. The key is to embrace setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning. If you miss a day of practice or don't hit your target for the week, don't get discouraged. Instead, take a step back, analyze what went wrong, and make adjustments to your plan. Success is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Finally, let's talk about the importance of celebrating your achievements. As you work toward your goals, take time to celebrate your progress. Reward yourself when you reach milestones, whether it's completing a chapter of a graded reader or having your first full conversation in English. Celebrating your achievements helps you stay motivated and reinforces the positive habits you've developed along the way. In conclusion, achieving your goals in 2025 is all about creating a clear plan, breaking your goals down into actionable steps, staying accountable, and being persistent in the face of setbacks. Success doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort and a focused mindset, you can turn your dreams into reality. Remember, your goals are the blueprint for your success. By following this blueprint, you'll be well on your way to achieving everything you've set out to accomplish this year. So, friends, what are your goals for 2025? What steps will you take to make them happen? Take some time today to write down your goals, break them into smaller tasks, and start working on them. You've got this. And remember, we're here to support you every step of the way. Chapter 4: Learning English Through Graded Readers, a Proven Strategy. In this chapter, we'll focus on a proven strategy for learning English faster and more effectively: learning through graded readers. This approach is not only enjoyable, but also incredibly effective, especially for those of you who want to boost your English skills in a practical, engaging, and sustainable way. Graded readers are books or texts that are specially designed to help learners of different levels acquire language in a natural and progressive way. The key to graded readers is that they provide reading material that is appropriate for your current level of English. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, there's a graded reader that's perfect for you. These books are broken down into levels of difficulty, starting from very basic vocabulary and grammar, all the way up to more complex texts. This ensures that you can gradually build your language skills at your own pace. So, why should you use graded readers to learn English? The answer lies in how our brains naturally learn languages. When we read, we not only improve our vocabulary, but we also enhance our understanding of grammar, sentence structure, and the way the language flows. But there's more to it than just vocabulary. Reading also improves our comprehension skills, exposes us to different writing styles, and helps us become more comfortable with the language as a whole. When you read in English, you're getting a full immersion experience without even having to leave your home. And graded readers take this immersion a step further by offering material that's specifically tailored to your learning stage. Let's talk about how you can choose the right graded reader for your current level. As a beginner, you'll want to start with very simple texts that introduce basic vocabulary and easy sentence structures. These might be short stories with repetitive vocabulary or everyday conversations that reflect real-life situations. As you progress, the vocabulary and sentence complexity will increase, and you can gradually move on to more challenging materials. The key is to ensure that you're not overwhelmed by the content. You should be able to understand most of what you're reading, but also encounter a few new words and phrases to expand your vocabulary. For example, if you're just starting out, a graded reader with Level 1 beginner, texts might feature simple sentences like, "I am a teacher," "She is a student." As you progress to Level 2, you might encounter more complex sentences like, "I am reading a book about animals." "My friend is also interested in learning about different species." By the time you reach Level 3, you'll be reading more involved stories and encountering new vocabulary in more diverse contexts. What makes graded readers so powerful is that they not only give you exposure to language, but they also encourage you to use the language actively. When you come across a word you don't know, you'll often be able to infer its meaning from context. This is a natural and effective way to expand your vocabulary. And because you're seeing the word in a real sentence or story, you'll remember it more easily. As you move through different levels of graded readers, you'll begin to notice significant improvements in your reading comprehension, vocabulary, and even your ability to speak and write in English. Graded readers allow you to gradually build up your skills without feeling overwhelmed, making it easier to stick with the process. Now, let's take a moment to talk about why consistency is so important when using graded readers. Reading every day, even if it's just for 15 minutes, will have a far greater impact than reading for hours on a weekend and then taking a long break. Language learning is all about repetition and consistency. The more regularly you read, the more words and structures you'll encounter, and the easier it will be to remember them. If you make graded reading a daily habit, it will become an enjoyable and natural part of your routine. You'll also start to see progress more quickly, which is incredibly motivating. Imagine reading a book in English by the end of the year, something you never thought you could do when you first started learning. Graded readers give you that opportunity to grow in a structured and manageable way. You might be wondering, how long will it take to see results? The answer depends on how much effort you put into it. If you're committed and consistent, you'll see steady improvements in your language skills. You might even surprise yourself with how much you can achieve in just a few months. In conclusion, learning English through graded readers is a proven strategy that allows you to improve your reading, vocabulary, comprehension, and speaking skills at your own pace. By choosing the right material for your level, engaging actively with the content, and staying consistent, you'll see tangible progress in your English language journey. So, pick up a graded reader today and start reading. It's one of the most enjoyable and effective ways to learn English. Chapter 5: Avoiding Burnout, Balancing Productivity and Rest. As we continue our exploration of how to master productivity, achieve goals, and learn English, today's chapter addresses an important yet often overlooked aspect of success: avoiding burnout. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and grind, especially when we're working towards big goals, such as mastering English, improving productivity, or achieving personal growth. However, without proper balance, all the hard work can lead to exhaustion, stress, and ultimately, burnout. Burnout is more than just feeling tired. It's a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. It can affect your motivation, energy levels, creativity, and overall well-being. When you're striving for success, burnout can slow you down and derail your progress. This is why it's crucial to understand how to balance productivity with rest and recovery. Productivity doesn't just come from hard work. It also comes from knowing when to step back and recharge. At first glance, it may seem counterintuitive, taking rest to be more productive. But here's the thing. We can't operate at our best when we're constantly running on empty. Just like a car needs fuel to run efficiently, we need rest to perform optimally. Whether you're learning English, trying to meet work deadlines, or pushing toward personal goals, maintaining balance between productivity and rest is key to long-term success. If you're constantly overexerting yourself without taking time to rest and recover, you risk burnout, which could have a negative impact on both your mental and physical health. One of the most important things to realize is that rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Our bodies and minds need recovery to function properly. This is especially true when you're tackling a challenging task like language learning or productivity improvement. You can't expect to learn English or boost your productivity if you're operating on a sleep-deprived brain or dealing with stress. Rest allows you to recharge both mentally and physically, ensuring that you're ready to approach your goals with renewed energy and focus. The key to avoiding burnout is finding a balance. Productivity isn't about working nonstop. It's about being efficient and working smart. Working efficiently means focusing on what truly matters, eliminating distractions, and ensuring that your energy is directed toward the tasks that will make the biggest impact on your goals. However, even the most productive people need rest. If you keep pushing yourself without giving your body and mind the necessary time to rest, your productivity will actually suffer in the long run. It's easy to think that pushing through tiredness and stress is a sign of strength or dedication. In reality, it can have the opposite effect. Consistent rest isn't about being lazy. It's about ensuring that you're operating at your best. When you rest, you give your mind the chance to process information, recover from mental fatigue, and strengthen your memory. For example, when learning English, you may not realize it, but your brain is constantly working to process new vocabulary, sentence structures, and grammar rules. Taking breaks allows this process to happen more effectively. You might find that after a short break, you return to your studies with greater clarity and focus. The same principle applies to your work and personal goals. Rest allows you to come back with a fresh perspective and renewed energy. Creating a routine that balances productivity and rest can be a game changer. The first step is recognizing that rest doesn't have to mean doing nothing at all. Rest can take many forms: taking a walk, listening to music, meditating, spending time with loved ones, or even indulging in a hobby. These activities don't necessarily require a lot of effort, but they allow your brain to disengage from tasks and recharge. In fact, many people find that they are more productive when they take time for activities that allow them to relax and unwind. An essential aspect of balancing productivity and rest is learning how to schedule rest effectively. It's not just about taking breaks here and there, but making rest a part of your overall routine. This might mean setting aside time each day for self-care activities or scheduling a day off during the week to relax and recover. By incorporating rest into your schedule, you ensure that you're giving yourself the space to recharge. You also create a structure that helps you stay on track with your goals while avoiding overwork. Another important part of avoiding burnout is setting realistic expectations. When we set goals, whether it's to learn English, improve productivity, or grow personally, it's easy to get excited and want to do everything at once. However, trying to achieve too much in a short period can lead to stress and burnout. Instead, break your larger goals into smaller, more manageable tasks and set achievable timelines. This way, you can maintain a steady pace without feeling overwhelmed. Additionally, self-compassion plays a critical role in avoiding burnout. It's easy to be hard on yourself when you don't accomplish everything you set out to do in a given day or week. However, beating yourself up for not being productive enough can be counterproductive. Acknowledge that rest and recovery are part of the process. Treat yourself with kindness and recognize that setbacks and moments of rest are not signs of failure, but rather opportunities for growth. Being too harsh on yourself can increase stress, which only makes burnout more likely. It's also important to maintain healthy sleep habits. Sleep is one of the most crucial elements in recovering from physical and mental exertion. It's during sleep that your brain consolidates memories, processes information, and restores energy. Lack of sleep can lead to reduced focus, poor memory retention, and decreased productivity. Make sure you prioritize good sleep hygiene and aim for a consistent sleep schedule. When you get enough sleep, you'll feel more alert, focused, and motivated to tackle your goals. Ultimately, balancing productivity and rest is about working smarter, not harder. It's about understanding that productivity doesn't come from constant effort. It comes from sustainable effort that includes rest and recovery. When you give yourself permission to rest, you allow your body and mind to recover, which in turn allows you to approach your goals with greater focus, energy, and creativity. As you continue working toward your goals in 2025, remember that you don't have to do it all at once. Learn to pace yourself, listen to your body, and take breaks when needed. By maintaining a healthy balance between productivity and rest, you'll not only avoid burnout, but also set yourself up for long-term success. Take care of yourself, and you'll find that the journey toward mastering English, boosting productivity, and achieving your personal goals becomes much more enjoyable and sustainable. Stay balanced, stay motivated, and remember, rest is just as important as hard work. Chapter 6: Real-Life Examples. Stories of Habit-Driven Transformation. As we come to the final chapter of our journey in mastering productivity, achieving goals, and learning English in 2025, we want to end on an inspiring note by sharing stories of real people who transformed their lives through the power of habits. These stories serve as proof that with the right mindset, a commitment to building good habits, and consistent effort, you can change your life in ways that you may never have thought possible. One of the most powerful things about habits is that they can be built from the ground up, and with time, they compound into significant, life-changing results. Often, people who achieve remarkable success aren't necessarily the most talented or the smartest. They're simply the ones who have honed the right habits over time. These habits help them build momentum, stay focused, and navigate the challenges that life throws their way. Let's begin with the story of James Clear, the author of the best-selling book Atomic Habits. James' life was changed dramatically by his commitment to building tiny, positive habits. He wasn't born a productivity expert or someone who had it all figured out. In fact, his journey was marked by struggle and setbacks. As a teenager, James was involved in a life-changing accident where he was hit in the face with a baseball bat, which caused him to undergo several surgeries and long periods of recovery. During his recovery, James realized that life is unpredictable and that change doesn't happen overnight. What he did have control over, however, was the small, consistent actions he took each day. He started focusing on one small habit at a time, things like getting up earlier, exercising daily, and reading for just 10 minutes a day. Over time, these habits began to compound, and they completely transformed his life. Today, James is a sought-after speaker, a successful author, and someone who helps millions of people improve their habits and reach their goals. His story is a testament to the incredible power of starting small and staying consistent. Then there's Maya, a young woman who is determined to improve her English fluency. Maya came from a small town where English wasn't widely spoken, and she struggled to communicate with people from other parts of the world. However, she was determined to change that. She didn't take the conventional route of attending a language school or paying for expensive lessons. Instead, Maya began reading graded readers, simple, level-appropriate books designed to improve language skills gradually. She committed to reading at least one page each day. At first, it was slow and difficult, but over time, she began to recognize patterns in vocabulary, sentence structures, and grammatical rules. Maya also started incorporating other habits into her learning process. She began listening to English podcasts during her commute and watching English movies with subtitles. Slowly but surely, her confidence in speaking English grew. Today, Maya is an English teacher who helps others learn the language, and she speaks fluently with confidence. Her transformation didn't come from a single moment of genius, but from the power of daily, small habits that added up over time. Her story proves that even if you're starting from a place of difficulty, you can achieve fluency and mastery with consistency. Another example is the journey of David, a busy professional who struggled with managing his time and staying productive. David found himself overwhelmed with work, constantly feeling like there weren't enough hours in the day. He was working long hours, but he wasn't seeing the results he wanted. He knew something had to change, but he wasn't sure where to start. After reading several books on productivity, David decided to implement one simple habit into his routine. He began planning his day the night before. Every evening, David would spend 10 to 15 minutes mapping out his tasks for the next day, prioritizing the most important ones, and setting realistic goals for what he could accomplish. This habit, though small, had an enormous impact on his productivity. Over time, he started building more habits, like blocking time for deep work, avoiding distractions, and taking regular breaks to recharge. As David continued refining his habits, he found that he was not only more productive, but also more fulfilled. He was able to spend more time with his family, pursue hobbies, and maintain a better work-life balance. David's story is a powerful reminder that productivity is not about working harder. It's about working smarter and being intentional with your time. One final story that truly encapsulates the concept of habit-driven transformation is that of Sarah, a woman who struggled with mental and physical health for years. She was often tired, stressed, and felt like she was always running behind on her goals. After reading about the importance of habits, Sarah realized that if she didn't make some changes in her life, things weren't going to get better. So, She started small, committing to a morning walk every day, followed by a healthy breakfast. As Sarah stuck with her morning routine, she began to feel more energized, focused, and positive throughout the day. She soon added other habits, like journaling her thoughts, practicing gratitude, and meditating for 10 minutes each morning. These small changes began to have a profound impact on her mental and physical well-being. She was more productive, more present in her relationships, and more at peace with herself. Today, Sarah is not only in the best shape of her life, but is also a passionate advocate for the power of small, consistent habits. These stories demonstrate that success is not reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone who is willing to put in the effort and build the right habits. Whether it's improving your English fluency, mastering productivity, or living a healthier, more fulfilling life, the key to success lies in the habits you cultivate. Every person we've talked about today started with one small step, one small habit, and over time, these habits transformed their lives in ways they couldn't have imagined. Now, as you move forward into 2025, think about your own journey. What habits do you need to create to move closer to your goals? Whether it's learning English, becoming more productive, or finding more balance in your life, know that the path to success begins with the small daily choices you make. The power to change your life is in your hands, and it starts with creating the habits that will lead you to your dreams. So, friends, as we wrap up this chapter, I want to leave you with this. Success isn't about a single big breakthrough. It's about the little breakthroughs you experience every day when you commit to building positive, empowering habits. Take action today and start small. Your journey to transformation is already in progress, and by the end of 2025, you'll look back and be amazed at how far you've come. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Let's continue to grow, learn, and achieve our goals together. Keep going, keep building those habits, and keep moving forward. Your success story is waiting to be written. Let's make it happen.